In this video, we will review submitting a case in BRIUS Case Planner. To start a new patient in the BRIUS Case Planner, click the blue New Patient button. The New Patient window will open. Enter the patient's first and last name, sex, and date of birth. Once you are finished entering the information, click the blue arrow to go to the next step. If you will be uploading STL files into Planner, select the STL Files option. Then upload each of the scan files in the upper scan and lower scan boxes. STL files are required to be in the following formats: open shell format, scan bases open and unsealed, and file per arch format for arches oriented in occlusion. If you will be sending them through the scanner portal, select the Sent via Scanner option, then select the scanner type below that. The BRIUS team will then download them from the portal and upload them for you. Click the blue arrow to go to the next step. Next, you will need to enter the treatment prescription. You can select from two options. When you select the Simple RX option, you just enter a few instructions. First, enter the patient's chief complaint. Next, note whether the patient will accept extractions to optimize the treatment outcome. Then enter the treatment objectives. Select the treatment modality for the upper and lower arches. You may choose Brava for both arches, or you may choose Brava for just one arch. If you are only treating one arch with Brava and you would like the opposing arch set up, then tell us in the instructions what system is planned to treat the opposing arch. Otherwise, our team will assume no treatment is planned. Next, confirm which teeth are in treatment. The default is 6 to 6. You can add or remove any tooth from treatment by clicking on the tooth chart. That completes the Simple RX option. The Comprehensive RX option asks for more information about the clinical conditions to treat. Next, you will need to mark any missing or previously extracted teeth on the tooth chart. On the next chart, you can select any teeth you are planning to extract. Then you can select implants, bridges, or teeth that should not be moved. Click once to denote I for implants, click twice to denote B for bridges, and click 3 times to denote N for teeth that should not move. The last chart is for any deciduous teeth that are still present. Next, select the patient's current class relationship and indicate your treatment plans for both right and left molars and cuspids. Here you will select the patient's current overjet and indicate your treatment plans for correction. Then, select the patient's current bite and indicate your treatment plans for correction. Next, indicate whether the patient's midline is on or off and your treatment plans for correction. Then indicate if the patient has a crossbite and your treatment plans for correction. Indicate whether the patient has crowding present and your treatment plans for correction. If you are planning IPR, enter that here as well. IPR stands for interproximal reduction. IPR is the selective removal of enamel proximally to create space for tooth movement. Indicate whether the patient has spacing present and whether you want to close all spaces or leave some spaces open. If there are spaces present in the mouth that should be closed that are not shown in the scan, enter that here as well. Include any additional information needed for the treatment plan under other instructions. Ensure that you complete the treatment form in its entirety prior to submitting to prevent any delays in your treatment plan. Click the blue arrow to go to the next step. Next, you will upload photos. You can use the composite option to upload one composite file. Or you can use the individual option to upload individual photos. File types accepted include JPEG and PNG files. Click the blue arrow to go to the next step. Good quality photos are important to ensure an optimal treatment plan. Here are some guidelines to follow when taking photos. For the front photo, make sure the patient looks forward, head leveled, ears visible, lips together and relaxed, and capture from collarbone to the top of the head. For the profile, make sure the hair is behind the ears, lips are together and relaxed. Patient is looking forward and photo is captured from the collarbone to top of head. For the smile, make sure the patient is looking forward with their head leveled and ears visible. The patient's smile should be natural. Capture the photos from the collarbone to the top of the head. it's important to capture from the incisal edge of the anterior teeth. For the upper occlusal, take the photo using the reflection in the mirror by resting the mirror behind the lower molars. Be sure to capture all teeth, including the second molars. For the lower occlusal, take the photo using the reflection in the mirror by resting the mirror behind the upper molars. Retract the patient's tongue using the mirror. Be sure to capture all teeth, including the second molars. For the right buccal, capture the class relation of the bite. Take a straight shot of cuspid, bicuspid, and second molar. Be sure to capture the first cusp tip of the second molar. You can use buccal mirrors if necessary. Next is the frontal. Here you want to show the patient's true bite. Take the photos parallel to the occlusal plane and make sure it's centered. Be sure to capture the second molar to the second molar. And finally, for the left buccal, capture the class relation of the bite. Take a straight shot of cuspid, bicuspid, and second molar. Be sure to capture the first cusp tip of the second molar. You can use buccal mirrors if necessary. Next are X-rays. X-rays are not required but are encouraged to ensure the most optimal treatment plan. File types accepted include JPEG and PNG files. Click the blue arrow to go to the next step. Here you will indicate whether CBCT files will be included. If included, upload to a folder here. If they will be included, upload them as a zipped file. The CBCT requirements include: 1. Both arches must be present in one file. 2. Upload a zipped file of the CBCT folder. 3. Files must be in .dcm file format. 4. Resolution must be acceptable. And 5. Scan must be recent. Once you are finished, click Submit to send the case to the BRIUS clinical team. It will first go through a records review prior to sectioning and aligning. Once BRIUS has all information needed, the treatment plan will then be sent back for your review within 2 business days. If you need to pause and come back to the case submission later, click the Save and Exit button. The case will be saved as a draft and you will be able to pick up where you left off. If you want to start over, the Reset Data button will remove all data, including the prescription form, records, and scan data, and set everything back to the original defaults. Once the case has been submitted, a confirmation will be displayed. If all required records were not uploaded, a note will be displayed in the confirmation box asking you to send the required information. This is a review of the details included in a case ID. Please refer to the Resources section on OneSource for additional resources, including a downloadable prescription form worksheet and the intraoral scanning guide. These resources provide valuable information on intraoral scanning techniques for Brava treatment. This concludes the lesson of how to submit a case.